Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Monday Fun Day, and it's Monday morning in my world. I don't know what time it is in your world or when you're watching this, but I am so happy that you're here with me. And this is Monday Fun Day. It's Monday Morning Mindset. And what is mindset and why does it matter? So, mindset is a combination of your thoughts and your feelings that affect your attitude, that affect your actions, that affect everything you do all day long. And so I see some people hopping on here with me live. Thank you so much. Um, Give me some hearts and comments. I'd love to see it. Kate, good morning. Good to see you. I can actually see the comments. Thank you for joining me live. Wonderful to see you. So today our oil is the oil of juniper. And this is an oil that I personally don't use as much as some of the other oils. And yet it is a very, very important oil for the fragrance of the, oh, it smells really sweet today. And so the oil of juniper, so it helps with eliminate feelings of suppression. Have you ever suppressed your feelings? Have you ever pushed things down and felt suppressed? Well, the only way you can feel suppressed is if you're suppressing. And so this is a beautiful oil, the oil of juniper. And juniper always takes me back to um, the high desert in Oregon, where they have all these beautiful juniper trees. I just absolutely love it. Even though they have a juniper farm at Young Living in Utah, somehow my memories go back there all the time. Oh, good morning, Mavis. Good morning, Bernie. Thank you for joining me live. It's great to see you. So, juniper, take the deep inhalation, hold at the peak of your breath, and do this a minimum of 3 times. Now, juniper, if you don't have juniper, I suggest you get it. Juniper has so many uses, and yet for the inhalation of things that we just suppress, just push down, just shove down. And so we want to be able to not suppress, express, be able to share openly and freely without any vindication or hesitation, or just that way of being able to express kindly and openly and freely without any resistance or holding back, and yet do it in a kind, gentle manner. And so um, have a story, and I know I've used this story before, and it's called The Story of the Stone Soup. I love this story. And so apparently this is a true story, and I'm just going to read it. Um, and it happened during a period of famine. And the people in one small village didn't have enough to eat and nothing to store away for the winter. And they were afraid their families would have to go hungry. So they began to hide small amounts of food that they did have, even from their other family members, from their friends, and from their neighbors. And one day a wandering soldier came into the village, and he asked the people he met about finding a place to eat and sleep for the night. There's not a bite to eat in this whole village, they told him. You better keep moving on. Oh, I have everything I need, he said. In fact, I would like to make some stone soup to share with all of you. And so he pulled out a big black cooking pot from his wagon, and he filled it with water and built a fire under it. And then he reached slowly into his knapsack. And while several villagers watched, and with great care, the soldier pulled out a gray stone from a cloth bag and dropped it into the water. By now, hearing about the magic stone, many of the villagers were surrounding the soldier and his cooking pot. As the soldier sniffed the stone soup and licked his lips, the villagers began to overcome their lack of trust. Ah, said the soldier out loud to himself, I do like a tasty stone soup. And of course, stone soup with cabbage is even better. Soon a villager ran from his house into the village square holding a cabbage. I have a cabbage from my garden, he said, and he held it out to the soldier. Oh, fantastic, cried the soldier. The soldier cut up the cabbage and added it to his pot. You know, I once had stone soup with cabbage and a bit of beef, and it was delicious. The butcher said he thought he could find some beef scraps, and he ran to back to his butcher shop, and other villagers offered bits of vegetables from their gardens and potatoes and onions and carrots and celery. And soon the big black pot was bubbling and steaming, and the aroma was delicious. And when the soup was ready, everyone in the village ate a bowl of soup, and it was delicious. The villagers offered the soldier money and other treasures for the stone soup, but he refused to sell his stone. He had many offers from a cot to sleep on for the night, and yet the next day he traveled on. And so the story, to know, by working together, um, with everyone contributing, they created something that they could never have created alone. And so these people, they were suppressed, and they were afraid, and they were holding everything back, and they were, you know, do you think, I have a question for you. Do you think this soldier had ever made stone soup before? Do you think he knew what would happen? And so ask yourself, what is it that you're suppressing? So let me say this: suppression leads to depression. So when we suppress our thoughts, our feelings, and we hold back, we hide the very thing that we have that we could share. That leads to depression. Suppression leads to depression. So use your juniper oil this week to be able to have expression, to be able to share, to be able to open, and all of that can work together for the greater good of your community, of your family, of your community. So have an absolutely wonderful week this week, and express, share, give what you have, because it's valuable. And together we make a beautiful community. Bye for now.